welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Cassandra and I post content on lifestyle, beauty, fashion, style, productivity, all those things in between. So if you are here and you want to join me on my YouTube journey, please make sure you subscribe using that little button down there so that you can be the first one to get updates whenever I post. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my goal progress for 2020 and what's been different this year versus last year in how I accomplished my goals. So when I was setting my goals for this year, naturally I looked at the list of things that I accomplished for last year and I saw there were some areas that I probably could have improved in. So I had to figure out what was going to be my approach this year to make it different, right? Because if you do the same thing over and over, that's called insanity. So I said, all right, you want to do certain things. What are you going to change, right? So there was one area that I was able to change this year, and that was me working out. Yes, me working out. So if you knew me, I am not an active person. I don't really work out. It's just not my thing. But it's something that I wanted to get into, and you know, for your health purposes, it's very important. So what I did was I said, okay, there is a change you want to make. How are you going to make that change? And I had to make a plan, and I had to have some points on how I was going to do this because this was uncharted territory for me. So there are 4 areas that I had to change in order to be able to accomplish this goal, and so far it's worked so much because I probably have been to the gym more times this year than I have like all my life. And I want to share that with you so that you can use this information to evaluate the goals you set for yourself and make sure that you accomplish the things that you want to accomplish for 2020. So the first thing that you want to do is change your mindset. So as I said before, I was not the person who worked out. You would not find me at a gym. And I had to change from a fixed mindset in that area to a growth mindset. So if you're not familiar with that term, a fixed mindset says, I'm this way and I'm going to be this way for the rest of my life because that's just how I am. As opposed to a growth mindset where a person allows themselves to evolve over time. So for me, I went from a fixed mindset of I am not an athletic person, I'm not going to work out, to a growth mindset of I may not be an athletic person or a more active person in this moment, but I can learn, right? So me making that one shift helped alleviate all the excuses that I made in going to the gym. So one of my major excuses that I never really wanted to admit was I was intimidated by the whole process of, you know, lifting weights, making sure that I was doing the workouts right, things like that. And it was probably one of the big things that kind of kept me from going to the gym. But now having a growth mindset meant, okay, I set this exercise on my plan that I want to do. Probably don't know how to do it, but I'm going to stand there until I figure it out. And giving myself the freedom to be able to figure things out has opened up so many doors for me when it comes to working out, because now I see myself doing things in the gym that I didn't even think I was strong enough to do or that I didn't even think I could do. So the first thing that you want to do in making sure that you are going to set your goals for 2020 and accomplish those goals for 2020 is give yourself a growth mindset. So don't go into it with wishful thinking of, hey, this is what I want to do, it would be nice. No, you don't know how to do whatever you want to do right now. So now that I know what I need to do while I'm inside the gym, how am I going to measure my progress or how I'm going to track my progress? So one good thing for me is I have an Apple Watch, so it will literally tell me if I enter it how active I am during the day. If I work out, it has a little calendar on the health app on the phone. It tells you how many days that you work out. So I can easily go in and look at my progress. Even if you don't have an Apple Watch, you can have a written notebook, a calendar, something that you use to measure your progress. So for me, for example, I set the initial goal of wanting to go to the gym 5 times per week. So I can go in and look at my Apple Watch, or I can look at, you know, my health data and say, I worked out X amount of times this week. Did I accomplish my goal? So setting goals that you can measure helps you because it helps you have a realistic view of your progress. A very important thing with measuring your goals is that it helps you adjust your goals. So this is my third point in being able to do these things lets you adjust your goal. And in my example, I set the goal that I wanted to go to the gym initially 5 times a week. And it wasn't necessarily realistic with how I had my schedule set up because some days I just had so much to do that going to the gym just didn't work out. And me doing that, I started to feel like, oh no, I'm going back on that trajectory that I had before of not achieving my goal. So what I did was I said, okay, I have a lofty goal or a great goal of 5 times per week, but I have a good enough goal of going 3 times a week, right? So how about I set my range of for 3 to 5 times a week. So giving myself 3 to 5 times a week to go to the gym means that if I'm able to go 3 times in a week, then that's a good enough goal. I've accomplished and I've done what I needed to do. If I've gone 5 times a week, that's a great goal and I've exceeded it. And giving myself that freedom helped me to be able to not only start going more, but also say, give myself that freedom of like life happens and you want to do these things and certain things change, but it's okay because you're still making progress towards your goal. My last point is to surround yourself with people who will support your goal. And in this case, you can surround yourself with people, with pages online, with YouTubes like mine, and all these other different ways in order to achieve your goals. So for me, I have a friend that, we kind of check in with each other whenever we're working out or whenever we're falling off. We check with each other and it kind of keeps you accountable. And I also follow a lot of Instagram pages with workouts and things like that. So sometimes when I want to be lazy and I'm just scrolling through and I see, hey, this person is really killing it at the gym, then I'm like, all right, you need to get up and go. So being able to have points in my life where it reminds me of my goal, it's helpful in so many ways. So that's why I think, vision boards and things of that nature can be so helpful, because you always have kind of a reminder, even like if it's a quick glance of this is what I want to accomplish and am I doing what I need to do to accomplish it. So to sum up this video, I talked a little bit about my progress towards my goal for 2020, which is to be more fit and go to the gym more. And I talked a little bit about how I had to make certain shifts in 4 specific areas on how to accomplish it. So this first shift that I had to make was an identity. So changing myself from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset that allowed me to start going to the gym a lot more. Second one was measurement. So measuring how many times I wanted to go to the gym and setting realistic goals in a range for me was awesome and very helpful, because it gave me the freedom to not have a stricter kind of approach. Third was adjustments. So again, not having a stricter approach meant that I can adjust it to whatever kind of worked with my schedule at that time, but still led me to be able to achieve my goal. And the fifth one is making sure that I surround myself with people who are also on a trajectory of achieving goals and could kind of remind me that I need to achieve them. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you can, again, be the first person to get updates whenever I post. If you have goals that you want to achieve for 2020 and you feel like you want to use my approach to achieve them, let me know in the comments and we could talk a little bit about how you're going to adjust your 4 areas so that you can reach your goals. Have a good one and I'll see you guys next time.